Hi there, Vapor Outlet tutorial again. We've had a lot of comments about just basic 101 information. So I'm going to go ahead and go through a couple of the different batteries, pros, cons, features. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the comment sections and we'll try to do what we can. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and start off with just a regular standard battery. These range in different prices depending on whether it's a just regular one or if it is a pass-through. This one is going to be a pass-through, meaning that you can charge it from the top or you can charge it from the bottom via micro USB. Now, most standard batteries are going to come with a 3.3 to 3.7 set voltage. This means that you aren't going to be able to turn it up or turn it down, but it's just a pretty standard setting, and it's recommended for people who didn't smoke before or don't necessarily need to have that throat hit. So this one's going to be the standard battery. Now we can move on to a variable voltage unit. This specific one is the Vision Spinner 1300 mAh battery, and it does have a little variable voltage dial here at the bottom that you can turn to adjust the voltage. Now, voltage is going to control the heat and the density of the vapor. So by turning it up, you're going to get a lot warmer hit, which is going to be a lot more similar to that of a cigarette. I would definitely recommend a battery that has variable voltage for somebody who is using this as an alternative to smoking. Makes all the difference in the world being able to customize your hit. Then we're going to move on to a mod, or a modified battery. This specific one is the iTaste VV, meaning variable voltage, but this one has a variable voltage and variable wattage. Wattage is a pretty cool feature. So whereas voltage controls the density and the heat, wattage is going to control the consistency. So you can turn your wattage up considerably more than you would the voltage, and it's going to produce a lot more vapor, but it's going to be a lot cooler than it would be if you were running it on voltage. To get the wattage equation, it's going to be V2 voltage divided by ohms. And so that's how you're going to be able to kind of figure out, what setting you should use it at depending on which tank you are using it with. And then of course we have mechanical mods. Mechanical mods are just going to have a little firing mechanism. This specific model is the K100, and instead of having a button on the top, this is going to have a little trigger mechanism on the bottom. Now, mechanical mods are really useful if you want to use a rebuildable tank. Rebuilding your own tank is going to be a little bit more tedious and a little bit more time consuming than just buying a tank that already has a set atomizer in there, but it's going to allow you to customize your atomizer and produce an amount of vape that is really consistent to your own personal preferences. So now I'm just going to kind of go through, put on a really basic tank onto one of these batteries, and just so you can kind of see what amount of vape is going to be able to be produced. This specific tank right here is a BCC, bottom coil clearomizer, that's what it stands for. So it's going to be very similar to most of the Kanger products in that the atomizer is on the bottom and you're going to fill it up from the bottom as well. Gentlemen? So, a nice little puff, nice little hit, not too terribly much vape, but it's a good setting for somebody who didn't smoke before or doesn't really need that extra little kick. Now we're going to put it on to the variable voltage mod, and you're going to notice almost immediately that it's going to be producing a lot more vape and in a lot less time spent. That was almost double the amount of vapor as was produced with just this standard battery. And this was just the variable voltage mod. And I just have the voltage set at about 4.5. So it's only going to be about 7 more volts than what the standard battery has, but as you can see, it makes all the difference in the world. Now we'll go ahead and put it on the variable wattage mod, and this is going to produce probably about the same amount of vape, if not a little bit more, but the vape in itself is going to be much cooler than the variable voltage one. Lots of vape. Vape for days. Good stuff. Also, most of the mod batteries are going to have some sort of LCD display screen and a much easier interface, so that way you can customize your voltage or wattage. Also, many of them do come with ohms checks, so you can check what kind of ohms level your tank is reading at. And now we go on to the mechanical mod. Now, depending on what kind of atomizer you're building with these, you might not get as much vape, or you might get a lot more vape than you would with an average tank. So right there we produced about the same amount of vape as we would with the variable voltage mod, but this is going to be a drip atomizer tank, and so right there that amount of vape is actually rather impressive. So thank you. This has been a brief 101 on just different batteries and what kind of effects they produce. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please list them in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to make videos on specified questions. Have a great day. Thank you.